everyone, Beth Barany here with How to Write the Future podcast. I am a science fiction and fantasy writer, writing teacher, creativity coach, podcaster, obviously, and filmmaker. I'm also married to another writer. So I have a special episode for you today. My husband, Ezra Barany, is going to talk to you about character groups. All right, take it away, Ez. And action.
Hi, I'm Ezra Barany. I've been Ezra Barany all my life. I'm going to talk to you about character groups, which is a whole group of characters. The really cool thing about character groups is if you're making worlds, let's talk about the situations where worlds are in demand in genre, and that would be fantasy. If you're making a world like that, it's good to get a whole bunch of different character groups. On our planet Earth, we have the different religious groups, the different political groups, the different trades. So by making a new world, you can make your new religions, you can make your new political groups. And then the fun part is knowing who your protagonist belongs to and is most affiliated with, and what character group they feel affiliated with and are most against. So there's a book somewhere around here. On my left. There's a book called Elmhurst. It's got milk. But there's also a book called You're Gonna Need a Bigger Story. And from this book, I found a way to come up with all these different character groups for my story. For example, he suggests 9. I believe it's been a while since I read the book. I created 9. And I divided each set of 3 into 3 different categories. 3 is a very big thing, for me at least. So, one category of 3 groups is those groups that honor the soul and spirit. Another category of my 3 groups is those that honor a good lifestyle. And the last category of 3 groups is those that honor physical needs. Looking at the first character group, those that honor the soul and spirit, I created the Knights of Silva, and I thought of the Templars. So these are people who are knights. They wield swords and shields, and they will kill anyone who doesn't believe in the same thing they believe in. All right, and then I have the Order of the Andal Amulet. And their only job is to protect this amulet that keeps their planet whole, complete. And then I have the Catalogs, and I was inspired by the Catholics. And they believe in one God, one Lord. Those are the 3 who are focused on their spirituality, their connection to the soul and spirit. The next are those that honor a good lifestyle. I have the interdeets, those who worship the succubi and incubi and are just focused on their dreams, making their lives happy. And then we have the clan of the shapeshifters, those who are just werewolves wanting to live their lives and not be disturbed by those who hate them for who they are. Then we have the craft guilds and shopkeepers. This includes the blacksmiths, the alchemists, the doctors. Those were the ones who honor a good lifestyle. And the last was those who honor physical needs. So these I bunched up into the Soleilists, those who honor the urges that has been granted to them. So they see eating and sleeping as not sins, but as a gift provided by the universe or their almighty. So they celebrate that. And then you have the Guild of Thieves, and their motto is together for ourselves. Their goal is to just steal and practice hedonism, drink and wear jewelry. And then we have the Fantasy Fellowship, and their goal is to explore all their physical needs, as taboo as that might be. After having divided up these 3 categories into 3 different groups each, I then look at each group, and I won't go into each one, but in each group I divide them up into status kind of things. So the Knights of Silva. In other situations, you have the ranks of Grand Commander, Commander Officer, Chevalier. And here I've divided them up into the Rain Squadron, the Sun Squadron, the Earth Squadron, the Moon Squadron. And then for the Order of the Andal Amulet, I've divided them up into Warrior, Archer, Scout, Cavalry. And then for the Catalogs, divided them up into the Pope-like Leader. And then we have the Cardinal, the Archbishop, the Bishop, and Priests, and the followers. But I've named them differently based off of chess. So we have the Rook, the Archcastle, the Castle. And then you have the followers who are called pawns. After dividing each group into these different statuses and squadrons or whatever classes you want to put them in, I give them a different color and a different symbol. For example, in the Knights of Silva, the Rain Squadron, their color is dark blue and their symbol is a raindrop. The Sun Squadron, their color is yellow and their symbol is a sun. For the Order of the Amulet, their color is a light blue wool clothing and they have a sword on each shoulder. That's their symbol of their light blue cape. The Archer, their color is green and their symbol is a bow and arrow on each shoulder. So these are ways that you can intricately create different groups, get a feel for what each group's mission statement is and what their goals and dreams are. And once you have that, you can divvy up within the category the different classes or organizations or status or ranks within the group and find those connections. Maybe there's trouble within the ranks of one specific group. Play with that. And it's a great way to build your world.
So that's it for this week on How to Write the Future podcast. If you have questions about your world building, then I want to let you know of a few ways that you can get help. One of them is you can check out our world building workbook for fiction writers. It's a free guide that you can download and answer the questions and work through it to think through your story's world. Now, another way that you can get support is you can be a guest on my podcast in my Story Success Clinic. I will coach you and help you on air. We record it and then I put it onto the podcast and we take some time and look at your work together and I give you some coaching. So that is another way that you could get help with your world building. A third way is if you have your manuscript finished, if your first draft is completely done, then you can check out our group coaching program for genre novelists, specifically science fiction and fantasy novelists. Now, I also want to point out another resource that includes world building questions, as well as a whole bunch of other things to help you write your story, and that's called Plan Your Novel Like a Pro. This is a book that I co-wrote with Ezra, and it has everything that you need to help you think through your story idea so that you end up with a plan or an outline so you can write your book. Be sure to check out the link for this book in our show description or show notes, and everything I've mentioned here, you can also find all the links for those in our show notes. Now, for any reason, if you have any other questions, just go ahead and email me. It's very easy to do. You can see the contact information on the socials. And if you're very adventurous, you know what? You could even leave me a voicemail. That would be awesome. All right, everyone, write long and prosper.